Hey y'all, this is Kristen from Kristen's Crafts. We are going to do another lesson for Cricut for beginners. This will be lesson number 2. Lesson number 1, we went over all of our left menu buttons. So today I want to do more of what's over here on the right side of our screen in Cricut Design Space. So to get us started, I'm going to go to Images and I'm going to search for let's do a heart again. So if I look through heart and I do filter and I do free, that'll bring up all the free hearts. So let's bring up this heart. Remember, it comes down here and let us know it's going to be in our image. Insert image. Now this one has 4 layers. When you bring up your image over here, you'll see it's named heart. But we have an orange, a blue, like a dark burgundy, and a lighter pink. All of these are set to cut. And you'll see over here it's as one. Now, we are on our layers panel. We have a group and an ungroup. Right now it's all groups, so you can't click on group again. But if you click ungroup, then you'll see now it's heart, heart, heart. It's got 4 different layers. Then these can be moved around. And you'll see your 4 different layers. Now, you can take one of these layers away by hiding it, which is the eye on the right side. You have a slash through it. You can no longer see it. But you could always bring it back if you decide to. That is better than delete, just in case you ever want to use the layer on in your project. But if we come over here to our top menu, click select all, and then we go to align. Let's go to center. It's going to put them all back together. Now you'll see now our ungroup is not highlighted, but our group is. So we can click group and it puts it back in a group, as you can see here. Okay, our next button over here is duplicate. We can duplicate them all, which will give us a total second set. Or if we come in here and ungrouped into our single layers, we could click just one and click duplicate, and you'll see we'll have 2 of that one layer. So let's get rid of some of this. Okay, so now we have our layers highlighted over here. Here's our grouped image. Of course, your next button, delete, that's just going to delete it off your screen. You can click undo. You could also click the X to delete. Again, you can rotate, unlock your proportions, and resize. And then if you come to your layers, and the easiest way to set your layers up is if you want this orange part of your heart ear to be a different color, set your colors per layer as the actual colors you're going to cut. That way in the end you'll be able to easily organize your colors by mat, so it'll cut each individual color. So if we want our orange, we can click here and there's a little circle right here with the orange color. We can change that to say a purple color, and that's what we're actually going to cut is purple vinyl. And then we can change our teal to maybe our rose pink, our burgundy we can change to like a mint green color, and then our pink, let's just say we're going to use black for that one. So that is the actual color of your vinyl. Just makes it easier to organize at the end when you go to cut. Something else about your layers is you can see all these are set to cut. You have a little set of scissors. If you were using an image that you're going to write, or you want to print it and you don't want to cut, and you're at this screen, you can click on the scissors and it'll bring up this extra window. These are your colors of your layers. You can use any color down here. Obviously you can pick any color that you would like to have throughout and you can even put in an exact HTML code there if you had that. When you come back up, these are all your colors in your project, so you can mix and match to lay it out on your vinyl. When you come up here to layer attributes, you will see your different types that you can do. Cut, write would be your pen, and then you choose what pen you have. Score would be your score line. There's no color option because that is only a score line. And then print would be to send it to your actual printer if you're doing a print and then cut. You can come here to patterns, and you can use different patterns that you're going to print on your actual printer. And again, this shows you the pattern and the cost at the bottom of the pattern. But if you wanted to include one of those in your heart and you would print it on a printable vinyl, then you can print it on that on your regular your regular printer, and then put it in your Cricut, and then that would cut it. So that is all of that information from that screen. Let's change, you can see there's the pattern there. We're going to change that back to a cut. Okay, so those are those buttons. You'll see this panel allows you to sync colors to use fewer materials. So say you had like smaller images that were different colors, you can change those around. And then if you'll come down here, which I'll go into detail more of these in other videos, your weld and your attach your buttons here at the bottom. But for now, let's ungroup our layers here. Okay, so you see we have this teal and this black heart. If we select both of those, and then we're going to come align it right in the center. If we just wanted that black outline, see that? We can come down here with both of those layers selected and click slice. And what that's going to do is that's going to remove this inner part of the heart. So I can take that and delete it, and that and delete it, and now I have a little outline. So I could come in here and I could write a name or put a monogram. Could resize it and put a monogram in there, and then that would be for our vinyl. Let's just add some text. I'm just going to add this C for Kristen, and we can resize it. Okay, so let's delete this layer and this layer. Okay, so now we have a heart and a C. So if I want it to print, if I want it to cut exactly like this on my vinyl, if I come over here and I click make it, what Cricut's going to do is it's going to lay them side by side, scooched up into the corner. But I don't want that, because then I have to cut my C out, align it in my heart. But if I come to cancel and we'll go back to the canvas, I'll show you how to keep it like that. If you have it on your screen exactly like you want it, we can keep it like that by selecting all. And then you can come down here and you can click group up at the top, and that'll keep it together. Okay, but another way you can do it is to click attach, or you can click weld. When you click weld, it is one image. There's nothing else that's going to move that around. So when we click make it up at the top, you'll see that it stays exactly like you have it on your canvas. Okay. Now, another use for weld is if we type a name, and we're going to change this to more of a script font. So I'll type system. Okay, so let's go and change our letter space so that we can bring those in together. Okay, and remember in our first lesson we learned how to take these letters that are all over here and put them in by going to advanced and ungroup to letters, and then it makes a layer for each of our letter. Okay, so we're going to click our T, move it over a little bit, click our I, and our N. Okay, so if we select this name, now weld will make this, instead of all of our different layers for each letter, weld is going to weld them all together. It's kind of like a glue. We're gluing it all together, so now it's one image. So when I click make it, I don't have each individual letters. It's going to print on one piece of vinyl with no interruptions in between. Okay. So our other one, we have flatten, which just flattens it all into one layer. And then we have contour, which I'll show you on here. If you have an image, let's do a different image to show you a little bit better. If we come to upload, and we use the image that we worked on in our last video. Move this out of the way. Okay. So say I really like this image, but I don't want it to say fun in the sun. I just want the glasses. So if we select that image and go down to contour, down in the bottom right hand corner, it's going to bring up each of the little pictures of the sunglasses, and then I can take each letter little pieces off, and then you just click off. Oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we just have our sunglasses. So it took off the text, and that's what you do for your contour. Now you're not deleting them, because you can always click contour again and bring them right back in if you wanted to. See? So that's your contour. That's pretty much everything we do for the right menu buttons. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my Etsy shop. I'll put the link in the description box below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.